good evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Grant Olson is away tonight. I'm Jefferson Robbins. It's Friday, September the 11th. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. The story there continues to be air quality. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we get to weather this evening with Eric Granstrom. But a hazy day, not the greatest air quality thanks to all the major fires burning in our region. Some more of the same coming up for the weekend. Also this weekend, a few declines in temperature. We're going to see lesser highs. Still up in the 90s to start with, but coming down as the weekend progresses into next week. Following that, we'll also be looking tomorrow at some air quality check. It's going to be a little bit hazy, probably less unhealthy tomorrow than it has been today. But areas like the Columbia Basin and southwestern Washington are expecting to see more air pollution from major fires burning here and down further along the California coast. Now, a few of the stories we're following for you tonight, a look at the two major fires burning in our area as crews struggle to establish lines around their edges. The state's land superintendent says Washington needs to arm itself against the devastation from future wildland blazes. And COVID-19 rears its head in a Grant County school system after in-person classes resume. But first, we begin tonight with efforts to battle the Cold Springs and Pearl Hill wildfires. Those efforts showed promise today. Incident managers said the northern Cold Springs fire has about 25% containment as of this morning. Angry winds drove that fire south after it started late Sunday in Okanogan County and sparked the Pearl Hill fire in Douglas County early the next morning. That blaze, which damaged the town of Bridgeport, is at roughly 50% containment, with fire crews aiming for full containment by Monday morning. Between them, those two fires have consumed more than 407,000 acres, that's 636 square miles of land. Well, due to those fires, the State Department of Natural Resources has extended the closure of all its lands east of the Cascades through Thursday, September 17th. That means no hunting, fishing, or other recreation. Those fires led to the death of a 1-year-old child in Okanogan County and devastated the eastern Washington town of Malden this week. In a visit to Malden, Public Lands Commissioner Hillary Franz said DNR can't continue to face uncertain funding for firefighting and fire prevention from the state legislature.
So this is my 4th year, and every single fire season I wake up in the morning, just pray that we will not lose one firefighter's life, one citizen's life, one home, one community. And it is a horrible feeling when you are basing so much on prayer, especially when you feel like your number one job is to protect our firefighters and our communities. This is the first town under my watch that we've lost, and it's the first fatality we've had, and that's too many. It is way too many. And I need every single resident of Washington State to care, not just today, tomorrow, and every day until we have the resources to help protect these communities and protect our firefighters. No one should ever fear the loss of their child, the loss of a loved one, the loss of family, the loss of a neighbor. We got the plans. We know where the investments need to be on wildfire protection, and we know where they need to be on making our communities more resilient and our forests and landscape more resilient. But knowing the problem and solving it are two different things when you don't have resources. And year after year, we've gone to Olympia and we gave them the plans. We told, if you want to change the trajectory of the safety of your firefighters and the communities and the landscapes, this is where you have to invest, is how much you have to invest, and we will change the trajectory. We can't continue year after year to have to go in and beg for those resources and hope that we'll get the attention of our leaders to solve it.
An East Wenatchee man was sentenced this week to 5 years in prison for sexual misconduct with a 5-year-old child. Mauricio Bustos Morfin, who's 25, has been jailed since July. East Wenatchee police say the child disclosed the incident in April. Bustos pleaded down from a charge of first-degree child molestation in Douglas County Court. His 5-year sentence will run concurrently with the Chelan County conviction for drug possession. Well, the city says Wenatchee's newest park is expected to open by late October or early November. Hale Park along the Columbia River includes a skate park, playground area, and an off-leash dog area. Workers have been installing sod this week on the property, which was donated to the city in 2013. The new 5-acre park is along the Apple Capitol Loop Trail near the pedestrian bridge. Funding for its development comes from grants from the State Recreation Conservation Funding Board. Now, coming up next, an East Wenatchee man is a neighborhood hero after helping out a family fleeing a house fire. And a new canine officer joins the Grant County Sheriff's Office after a fellow patrol dog retires. I'm Jefferson Robbins. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Pybus Public Market's motto is where community meets. Whether it's people, enjoying an event, or they meet a colleague for coffee and whip out their laptop and are able to actually do work here, having quick and reliable Wi-Fi is one of the things that makes Pybus such a great community hub. It just contributes to the welcoming place that we want Pybus to be. I'm Allie, and fiber keeps people connected, and that's what Pybus Market is all about.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. An East Wenatchee man was honored yesterday for helping save the lives of a family as they fled their burning home. Tedin Barrios glanced out his window early August 31st in the 200 block of Iowa Street and saw his neighbor's house ablaze. He ran barefoot to the burning home and helped evacuate 3 adults and 2 small children. The fire badly damaged the house, but Douglas County Fire District 2 controlled it quickly and no one was hurt. On Thursday, Mayor Jerry Lee Crawford and Police Chief Rick Johnson honored Barrios with a commendation at Waste Management, where Barrios works as a driver. Well, Grant County Health District officials are keeping a close eye on Royal City schools, where 4 students and a staff member have tested positive for COVID-19. The Royal City School Board decided to offer some in-person classes this fall. The schools remain open, though the health district says there is continued risk for a spread of the coronavirus in the school system, given the high rate of positive tests in the county. The health district said any decision to close the schools will be based on outbreaks on school premises or buses. Currently, contact tracing is being done on those who tested positive. With the retirement of Canine Chica, the Grant County Sheriff's Office is welcoming a new police dog on board, Canine Zed. Mitch Ackerman of Spokane donated Zed to the department, where he has completed the necessary 200 hours of training with his partner, Deputy Luis Jimenez. Zed is short for Zadak, which is Czechoslovakian for the Defender. A German Shepherd, Zadak turns 3 this month. Chica, who has been with the department for 4 years, was most recently also partnered with Jimenez. Well, you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, Eric Granstrom will have your complete local weather forecast, and our feature story marks the 19th anniversary of the day that shook America. That plus sports and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
And welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News for this Friday. It was 19 years ago today that terrorists flew passenger planes into the Twin Towers in New York, the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., and a field in Pennsylvania. The Spirit of America Memorial in Kashmir each September 11th holds a ceremony commemorating those lost in those attacks. Because organizers were unable to hold the ceremony this year due to COVID-19, Vortex Productions created a video on how the Spirit of America came to be and its dedication to the memories of all involved.
I went back when they opened the memorial, or the footprint memorials as they're called, and I went back as a chaplain, and again the routine was simple. To all other people that I came in contact with, I just asked, who are you here for? And it was a 16-year-old young woman who was tracing her mother's name on the plaque. She was 6 years old when her mother died. A firefighter and a cop came up to me and said individually, I'm here for my partner who was younger and faster. And that's all they needed to say. The wounds are still there, especially on this day. They're the wounds of the loss for those who were directly impacted by the deaths of friends and family members.
It just warms my heart to see how many people are never going to forget that you guys keep coming out and keep supporting this project, but also celebrate and honor those that perished. This place that we can come, this hallowed ground, that we can come and honor at any time. Those that we lost, that we cared about.
There should not be any distance so great that determines where a memorial should be built. Ours was so peaceful, no one else was around. My kids and I read each and every plaque together. Your memorial by far is the most beautiful I have ever seen. Memorials do not compete with each other for a prize, but stand rather to inspire and reflect. Our ability and our need to reach out to younger generations to inspire a little bit more unity in the future with this memorial over time, that should be our additional mission.
Well, Well, as we get ready to look at the weather, it's going to be kind of a carbon copy of what we've seen, no pun on the whole carbon thing, with the fire and smoke here in north central Washington around the west coast of the United States. If you look outside the weather window, yep, here we see it again, another band of that hazy, smoggy conditions here in north central Washington. Going to be this way, looks like, at least through Sunday before we finally get a change in the forecast coming up by the first part of next week. More on that coming up. What happened here today? Let's take a look at the almanac. Got up to 91. By the way, we're near record temperature area here with, I think the record today was 93 or 94. Same story for tomorrow. So way above where we normally are for this time of year. 57 was the overnight low. That was at about 6:55 this morning. 79 and 54 is where we normally are this time of year. So yeah, if it feels warmer than normal, yeah, that's why, because it is. 94 was the record high for today in 1973. 44 the record low in 1983. Still no precipitation. We're still under 2 inches, or actually over 2 inches less than where we should be at this time of year, with 2.66 inches of rainfall so far. Sun rose this morning at 6:34, sunset tonight at 7:20. As far as tomorrow, well, yeah, going to be very similar to today, with 90s all around the map as far as our high temperatures are concerned here for central Washington. 90 in Moses Lake and Ephrata, 88 in Quincy, 85 in Ellensburg, 90 here for the Wenatchee Valley and Cashmere, 89 in Leavenworth, 76. You want to cool down, head to the higher elevations, 90s all the way up through the upper Columbia and into Omaha. As far as the surface loop is concerned, not much to really look at here for the next few days as far as what windy.com is telling us. This system off the coast is just going to kind of hang there for a few days before things finally start to shift and we get some onshore flow that will finally move in by the end of the weekend, first of next week. But as you can see, not much happening other than smoke here in central Washington. Then finally it starts to ease and starts to move in as we look at a little bit of a change by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they're even saying maybe a chance of a little precipitation as you watch this little band of moisture that'll come in off the coast and it will start to move in here. Now, something kind of interesting we found from windy.com is this map showing us the CO2 levels, and watch this blob. This is the bad stuff from the smoke. This is the carbon dioxide levels due to the fires that are burning. But oh, finally, a breath of fresh air, literally and figuratively, coming up the first part of the week as we look at Monday. Finally going to get some of that fresh air in here, wind shifting to the northwest and bringing with it a little bit of clouds. Here's a look at our 7-day forecast now from Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Overnight tonight, still pretty warm, 61 for the overnight lows, still way above normal where we are this time of year. Another hazy day, another smoky day tomorrow as we look at 90 for the expected high. In fact, through the weekend, but then look at that, some clouds moving in. We might even have some precipitation in the forecast by the middle of next week. Daytime highs are going to cool. Still going to be warmer than normal with 80s for the highs and low 60s for the lows. That's your Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling forecast. I'll be back with sports news coming up next right here on the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Don't worry, all the fun is around the corner. There's no better time to get ready than now with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa sale. Stock Up and Save sale is now going on in-store and online at bluelagoonpoolandspa.com. Even pool heaters are on sale. Financing available upon approval. Credit 24-month, no interest with equal payments. Stop by today or order online at bluelagoonpoolandspa.com. Free water testing available in-store or curbside. Don't wait, the sale is going on now.
If fishing is your dream, make your dream a reality with a Smokercraft boat from Bobfile Boats and Motors. It's not just about catching fish, it's about making memories. See a Smokercraft boat today at Bobfile Boats and Motors. They also have a great line of pontoon boats big enough for fishing for the whole family. Find Bobfile Boats and Motors online at bobfile.com or on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee.
Bobfile Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bobfile's gonna make you smile.
This is Caitlin Hedershe, the producer of the NCWLIFE magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCWLIFE magazine right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
And now, It's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Finally Friday to you. The car count continues to grow for the big race tomorrow at Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. Track manager Jeremy Anders joined us this morning, saying it's the largest field they've ever had for a pro late model race for the Jerry Bershauer Memorial 100.
It is the biggest field for pro late models, yes. One of the biggest fields of late models we've had since probably early 2000s. So we're really excited for it. We have a huge field of pro late models, 35 plus cars for sure for that division. Plus we have the legend cars, and we're looking somewhere close to, it looks about probably 24, 25 cars there. Close to 20 Roadrunners, big field of Bandoleros as well. So the pits are going to be full but spaced out in a sense as well. So it should be a great weekend.
Anders says Bershauer has a long history of supporting racing in the Wenatchee Valley, so they felt it important to recognize him with this race.
Jerry was he was a racing enthusiast. Actually, was a drag racer for a long time. Loved to go on the straight cars. They had the parts store, supported a lot of racers, whether it sponsored the track or sponsored cars. Jerry actually tried for a little bit and went oval track racing for himself for a few years back in the 70s. And then actually for a few years actually was a promoter and owner of the racetrack back in the mid-70s. So he had a really strong part of it, off the track, on the track. And like we said, 50 years of the relationship, the Bershauer family with Ron Bershauer and now Krista Beck taking over Jerry's Auto Supply. There's just a great relationship we've had. I mean, it's our longest partnership we have of any of our sponsors. And so we started this race about 4 years ago, and 2 years ago when I took over, I said, you know, I wanted to turn this into a big major event. And last year it was a big event. We had close to 24, 25 cars, and we paid a little bigger purse. This year we're paying a bigger purse as well, and we have a great support from Plum Perfect, North Valley Mechanical, and Knutson General Contracting to help support that purse, because we're not able to pay our normal purses with all the COVID-19 restrictions. So we didn't think we were going to have a big race. And then we made a couple of calls to sponsors. They said, no, we're going to have a big race. So they've stepped up big time to help support that, along with Jerry's Auto Supply. And so we're having this big race, and what do you know? We got 35 cars. So we're racing in memory of Jerry Bershauer for all he's done for Wenatchee. It's now become, you know, with that name, Jerry Bershauer Memorial, has become a huge race.
Currently, over 82 cars have entered in 5 classes for the weekend. Jerry's Auto Supply Pro Late Models, the Mountain Dew Junior Late Models, Plum Perfect Roadrunners, the Bandoleros, and the Shepherd's Oil Wenatchee Legends Cup. We'll start our coverage 5:30 live on Facebook, then on TV at 6 alongside Greg Rentz. You can listen for me on the call here on the NCWLIFE channel. Well, there's been a big social media push in this offseason to let Russell Wilson loose and open up Seattle's offense more, while offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer didn't go so far as to say the Seahawks will do that. He is confident about Wilson's ability to move the ball.
We're excited. Obviously, Russ is just such a great player when you give him the compliments that he has, and you add a guy like Greg Olsen, who's a veteran in a weird year, right? We all know this is a unique year. A veteran guy like that gets it. You can get ready to play. You can feel good about your plan and the understanding of what we're trying to do. DK's been outstanding. You know, we're just expecting huge things from him this year. Year 2, work ethic like none other. I mean, he's just a special talent, just working like crazy. Of course, Russ and Tyler's not going to take them very long, and you know, getting Phil Dorsett has been great for us as well. Another speed element, a guy that can really run, and you go on and on.
Wilson says having 3 years of working with Schottenheimer has been great, but it's about a team effort that will make the difference on the field.
Hopefully we can do that. I'm excited about that. I think more than anything else, I think it's us up to us as players too as well. You know, setting the tone from game one and what we want to look like, how we want to play, and playing, you know, great football on first and second down, third down, and in the red zone, and score as many points as we can. I know if anything, Shotty wants to score a bunch of points, so hopefully we can do that.
No fans will be allowed in Atlanta for Sunday's opener, which KJ Wright says it'll be strange, but he's just excited to play some football.
Every time you step into a new season, it's like, okay, a new year, new journey, got 16 games, and so the grind is on the way, but I'm just excited to be out there with my teammates. We know what's at stake with the no fans and all that good stuff, so thankfully we got that out the way. Playing in CenturyLink, that was a interesting experience going out there with no fans, and so I'm glad we got out the way, and so we can go out there to Atlanta and everything should be just fine.
Atlanta quarterback Matt Ryan has proven over his career to be able to pick defenses apart if you give him time to throw the football. But pressure him and he'll fade. Bruce Irvin is tired of hearing about what the Seahawks defense can't do and is ready to start proving others wrong.
I think we got a bunch of guys who's willing to work. let Twitter tell it, and let all. I know you guys wouldn't talk bad about it, so I'm gonna say, let the other media tell it. We in big trouble because we don't got a so-called big name. But at the end of the day, man, it's about guys willing to work. And these guys who we got, we're a young group, but these guys have gotten better each and every day. And I'm really excited for us Sunday to go out here and prove the other people wrong, but prove ourselves right. So, I have the utmost confidence in myself and these guys, and I think we're really going to prove people wrong this year.
Seattle and Atlanta kick off Sunday morning at 10 o'clock on Fox. Well, the Mariners are in Arizona to begin a 3-game weekend series with the Diamondbacks. Yusei Kikuchi will get the start tonight. He's trying to improve on his 2-2 record. Caleb Smith gets the ball for Arizona. That's at Chase Field in Phoenix. Can be seen on Root Sports or heard locally in the Wenatchee Valley on ESPN Radio AM 900. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Hope to have you joining us for racing tomorrow night here on the NCWLIFE channel, starting at 5:30 live on Facebook, live on TV at 6. Have a safe weekend. We'll see you again back here on Monday. For Jefferson, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. Have a great time at the Super Oval. Well, finally from us tonight, Upper Valley arts and environmental patron Harriet Bullitt got an online birthday celebration yesterday. Friends of the businesswoman and philanthropist who established Sleeping Lady Resort and the charitable Icicle Fund threw a virtual get-together featuring tributes, performances, and memories. The event also marked the 25th anniversary of another of Harriet's creations, the Icicle Creek Center for the Arts, a music and education center just outside Leavenworth. You can view the full celebration on Icicle Creek's YouTube page. Harriet Bullitt turns 96 years old. Happy birthday. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or on our website, ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or just call 888-6295. I'm Jefferson Robbins. I'll see you again Monday night. Stay safe this weekend, and don't forget your mask.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper, I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 7th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tabor.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the Doghouse?
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
2020 promises to be the most exciting year in politics and business you're likely to see for a long time. Get the facts and information weekly here on the 12th District with yours truly, Kerry Condata. Also on demand at ncwlife.com.